Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning on in to our Valley News Now desk on this Friday morning. We have finally made it to Friday. How great of news is that? Well, we got a lot going on outside, and we have many events going on this weekend. So I want to kick things off talking about what is going on outside, okay? So we know our first alert storm team is tracking snow in the Southern Valley this morning, and we do have some more things for you in store. Right now, we're sitting at 20 degrees in Fargo. Not too bad at all. One more time, thank you so much for joining us here on our Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. One more time, we're going to kick this off talking about that and just that. And we're also going to just bop a little bit around those road conditions as well. I'm going to share my screen with you here. I'm just over on our website, valleynewslive.com. Oh, we lost a degree, 19 degrees here in Fargo. It's going to be cloudy throughout the day. It's not really going to get much greater than this. We're going to hit about 24 degrees around that 3 o'clock hour, though. So nice temperatures, right? However, yeah. I hate to break it to you. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 8. Sunday we're looking at a high of 6 with a low of 9. That's going to be awfully cold. And we know we got the Holiday Lights Parade and NDSU football happening this weekend. So I'm going to touch on that in just a little bit. But first and foremost, I want to talk about that first alert weather day that we've got called for Tuesday. We want to let you know that we called that right now so you're able to be prepared. It looks like we got some snow coming, okay? And you can see this, the area's wintry mix. Snow is likely Tuesday. That's a first alert weather day. Monday, a chance of snow. Tomorrow, chance of snow south. Sunday, areas with light snow. So I'm going to hopefully see if we got this. Today, we're looking at light snow, mainly south, slick spots, colder north. Lots going on. So I'm going to hop on over to our road maps. First, I want to start here in Minnesota, okay? You can see a lot of color. I mean, typically, this would all be green if all was well, right? We're going to cruise on in here, see what we got going on. You can see Fergus Falls to Fox, through Foxhome to Breckenridge. We're looking at a partially covered road there. And these are really cool because you can click on these and actually get pictures from the snowplows as they're out and about. Taking care of business for us. So we're going to cruise on north as well. Highway 10, I know that's a lot of commuters taking that road. It says we got a light compacted snow on the road, and you're really able to get a better idea of what you're going to be heading into before you take to the roads. Let's see if it's going to make me do that. There we go. You can see too, roadway partially covered with slush. That's something you're going to want to be aware of too if that's part of your morning commute. Heading on north though, we're going to go around Thief River Falls area, if I can find it here, see what we got going on. Okay, you can see pretty much every which way you can get out of Thief River Falls, you're going to run into some sort of issue on the road, whether that be partially or completely covered roads. Here you can see ice on the roadway on Highway 2, that's through Red Lake Falls, so something to be mindful of there. Heading on over to North Dakota, a lot of color here, right? Down southeastern North Dakota, I'm zooming on in. We're going around Wahpeton, Wyndmere, Foreman, okay? We're looking at partially covered or completely covered roads. You can see here 27, that's going to be continuous snow out on the road. Highway 13, you're going to be seeing scattered snow. So if you got to commute on over to Bobcat, that's something you're definitely going to want to watch out for. Over in Wahpeton too, you're running into some partially covered roads. Fargo, as you get heading up north on I-29, they're going to be covered with slush. Heading out west on I-94, we're looking at partially covered or completely covered icy roads. And then that switches up with Anya as you get towards Jamestown on I-94. Partially covered snowy roads, ice again, snow up north where looks like we hit a little bit of a green spot on I-29 going from Fargo to Grand Forks. Does that mean set your cruise control at 80? Absolutely not. You're going to want to use your winter driving skills and drive for this season. We are in December, so please be sure you're taking it easy out there. As we head up north out of Grand Forks, though, and you can see that too, even I-29 as you're just getting in, some partially covered icy roads. You're going to want to watch out for that if you're driving around Grand Forks today. So we're going to be running into completely covered or scattered ice on the roads, and that continues out west as we get towards Langdon, Rugby, lots going on. Even as we zoom out, you can see throughout most of the state, I would say more than half of the state, we're running into something on the roads that you need to be aware of. So good tool to have. You can find that over on our website. I'll show you. You can head over here on our weather tab. You can see the road conditions, and we will take you right there. We'll even take you to South Dakota and Manitoba as well. So lots of good resources there if you want to get your hands on those, if you got to hit the road anytime soon. I do want to move on to our news portion of this segment, though. I got an update for you on a standoff. The suspects involved have now been charged. So this all comes after Wednesday night's hours-long standoff with Fargo police and the Red River Valley SWAT team at a Fargo hotel. Drama unfolding following a domestic violence call. As you can see, authorities had to break on through that window to even be able to gain entry to talk to these people. 3 people were inside that hotel room when officers got there. All were initially uncooperative, but eventually one man came out. These 2 up on your screen there, they continued to refuse and are now facing more charges. Jessica Marr was charged yesterday with a felony count of assault on a peace officer and a misdemeanor assault charge. Justin Peterson, though, meanwhile, is charged with felony terrorizing with a dangerous weapon in connection with an incident where he allegedly threatened hotel employees with a machete. Both these people are expected to be in Cass County Court for their arraignments. It's going to be at 9 this morning. And a North Dakota man has pled guilty to federal gun and drug charges. So this is coming. Scott Alexander Rasky, known as McNasty, admitted his role in a multi-state drug conspiracy. We got the details here for you. I'm going to pull them up. The operation distributed meth and fentanyl across North Dakota, Nevada, and Montana for nearly 2 years. Rasky pled guilty to possessing 2 firearms linked to drug trafficking. Prosecutors are going to recommend a 20-year sentence in prison. Rasky does remain in custody. And a Fargo man is facing felony charges after police found a juvenile runaway at a local bar. 30-year-old Spencer Dietrich is charged with 3 counts of corruption of a minor. Court documents say the juvenile told police she stayed with him for several days while she was missing out of Moorhead. Police found the girl at Dempsey's Bar on Broadway North in Fargo early Wednesday morning after staff recognized her from a missing persons alert. She told officers she and Dietrich had sexual contact several times during those days that she was with him. Officers did collect evidence, including the victim's journal. Those contained entries documenting those encounters. Dietrich is in custody at the Cass County Jail. Over in Moorhead, people are remaining on edge, in the Twin Cities at least, as ICE operations continue to target Somalians. Yesterday, Moorhead's Mayor Shelley Carlson holding a press conference reminding the community everyone is welcome in Moorhead. Police Chief Chris Helmick sharing what the plan should be if ICE does make its way up north.
Just because they see a police officer does not mean that we're going to be looking at them, checking their residential status. That is not our job. Our job is to focus on state and local criminal law. Occasionally we're going to focus on federal criminal law, but it needs to be really clear that certain people just don't seem to understand that a lot of the immigration law is civil in nature, and that is not within the authority of the Moorhead Police Department.
And nearly 2 years after the historic Lutzen Resort Lodge burned to the ground, an arrest has finally been made. The owner of the resort, Bryce Campbell, has been charged with arson, theft, and insurance fraud. Minnesota BCA announcing the breaking news yesterday, revealing Campbell was taken into custody yesterday in Michigan. Investigators allege Campbell, he deliberately set the fire to fraudulently collect an insurance payout. The iconic lodge, a centerpiece of the historic location, was a total loss after the February 6, 2024 fire. Built in the late 1800s, the resort has a history of burning down, but this latest incident is now believed to be intentional. We're going to continue to, of course, follow this developing story for you on this investigation, and you can stick with us for the latest information. Well, the city of Fargo has sent contractors already to 9 different homes this winter, billing property owners. Why they're doing that? Okay, you probably are familiar with it if you're a property owner, for sidewalk removal. They're charging $75 there. So how long do you actually have to clear your sidewalk before you're going to face a penalty? Penalty, good question. Let's check in with Valley News Team Sydney Zatz and get our answer.
Property owners in Fargo have 24 hours to clear their sidewalks free and clear of snow and ice 24 hours after a snow event.
That's the message from the city of Fargo for all property owners.
Whoever owns a property butting up to the sidewalk, then it would be their responsibility to clear that.
Corey Hoyam with Public Works says safety drives the clearing requirement. If you see an unshoveled pathway, you're encouraged to report it on the Fargo One app. It looks like this.
Then it comes into our Fargo One queue, And then the next day, we'll go out and send inspectors out there and inspect it. And then we take pictures, we leave a door knocker to inform the homeowner, the property owner, that their sidewalks are not in compliance. And then they have 24 hours to get the snow and ice removed from their sidewalks.
Workers update complaint status online. You can even submit photos like these ones. Just this winter, as of Thursday, the city has received 100 complaints. Since Wednesday, contractors have gone out to 9 homes.
We actually have 2 contractors independent of city that are helping out us. So we have 2 different contractors that we pay them. And then in turn, we will bill the property owners for clearing that snow and ice from their sidewalks.
If you're the guilty homeowner, it could cost you $75 just to shovel your sidewalk. Plus, you'll get one of these yellow notices.
It all depends on if they need to just plow the sidewalk. It depends on if they need to clear it and sweep it, and then they put down salt. Depends on if there's ice.
It's about your safety at the end.
But we're just trying to keep the sidewalks safe for everybody to use them, and that's where we want the pedestrians and the kids that are going down the streets. We want everybody on the sidewalk, safety purposes.
That's Sydney Zatz there reporting for Valley News Live in Fargo. So let's talk about how long you got in other parts of the valley to remove that snow and ice. West Fargo, you got 48 hours. Moorhead, 9 p.m. after snowfall. Grand Forks, 24 hours after snow ending. And Detroit Lakes, you got 24 hours after snow ending. And if you want to check out all those details, you can find those over on our website, valleynewslive.com. All you got to do is click on this story. And busy weekend for us this weekend, right? First of all, NDSU, that's going to be tomorrow at noon. Football fans, get ready. This is the playoff game against Illinois State, the second round of the NCAA Division I championship. Game's going to be at noon again at the Fargo Dome. You can get tickets online or at the door. And, of course, that last bullet point, go Bison. And the Holiday Lights Parade is coming to town here in Fargo. Let me see if I can get this pulled up for you. Beautiful display here. So we're going to be seeing that again tomorrow at 2025 Xcel Energy Holiday Lights Parade. That's kicking off tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. However, we want to warn you about parking, right? So let's go over this quickly. Downtown Fargo parking restrictions. This is for the parade. Starting tomorrow at 4 o'clock, you're not going to be able to park along the parade route. That includes Northern Pacific Avenue, Broadway North, and 4th Avenue North. Any vehicles, if they are left in those areas after 4 o'clock, you're going to be towed and you're going to have to pay for it. Restrictions are going to be in place until about 9 p.m., but be sure to look out for Valley News Live in the parade. We are going to be there walking in that, and we hope to see you downtown to enjoy all these festivities. I know I'm excited. It's always a great event that they put on downtown. So that's all I got for you this morning. Remember, you can find this streaming on weekdays around that 7:30 time frame, and I'll keep you updated with the very latest that we got going on around the valley with our top stories in this VNN Morning Recap. Again, that's all I got for you. We finally made it to Friday. It is cold, but not as cold as it could be, right? I will see you back here next week. My name is Alex Larson. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and an even better weekend. I'll see you then.